Welcome back to the whole RTG series, lads. We are second in the championship as we start today after 16 games, just 13 points behind Brighton. As we'll try absolutely everything we can to try and close that gap down and win the title this year, but it's unlikely, I think, is probably the best way to phrase it. Today we've just the 4 opponents in the month of November. For the first time, it's a quieter month. We've had 6 games in each of the last few episodes, so actually quite relieved to have some gaps between fixtures, although a training injury to Jack Barr sees him out for 8 weeks, so young Andrew is onto the bench for us. 3 of today's opponents, Millwall, Barnsley and Sunderland, Millwall, Middlesbrough and Sunderland, are down in the bottom 4. We played Ipswich yesterday, narrowly beat them. Millwall, Sunderland and Middlesbrough all to be played today, and also we've Barnsley. So with this one being at home, this is the one I'm going to sim. We'll then play bottom Middlesbrough away, play 9th place Barnsley at home, and then play Sunderland away as well. But obviously it makes sense to sim the home game. So that's what we're going to do, even though Millwall are the highest of the 3 lowly sides we face today. We should, I hope, get a good victory. And indeed we do. Lewis Potter with a brace. Solid performance. 6 shots to their none. And a dominant possession stat too. Great way to start. Hull, though, haven't dropped any more points, but Brighton... Oh, no, haven't either. Oh, I thought for a moment, did they draw? They drew 2-2 with Birmingham. I thought they might just have lost the game. Nope. But the gap has closed to 11, lads. It's closed to 11. Oh, we're getting closer. We're going to win that title, are we? Probably not. Right, let's go and play Middlesbrough midweek away from home at the Riverside. And fingers crossed, keep up. Oh, a transfer offer for Adelican. That's a long overdue development. I'm just going to accept that straight off the bat. I don't want to risk losing him or losing that deal either. We certainly want to lose him, get him out of the club. Right, Middlesbrough away. They're currently 23rd. We'll have a quick press conference off camera to boost the morale, and I'll see you in the northeast. Or the further northeast, because we're already northeast with Hull. Right in the very top. Middlesbrough have Dejan Stojanovic in goal. Tyrese Campbell is a dangerous striker, but not having the most dangerous of seasons. Middlesbrough have the worst attack record in the league so far this year. Fletcher alongside him. So 2 strikers in their starting lineup, but only 12 goals so far this season in 16 games. Or 17 games now. Doesn't bode well for Middlesbrough, to be honest. It doesn't bode well, but win your home games and you stand a chance of staying up. Doherty with a big old ping. Elder down the line. Lewis Potter centrally. Charlie Barnett. Look at the run from Greg Doherty. There's no denying that he deserves at least a chance to try and score a goal or get an assist with that run. And that's a good block from Hall to deny Conor Gallagher, who's found his scoring touch recently in a Hull City shirt. Ivan Toney took a while to get going in yesterday's episode, but did start scoring towards the end of it. Getting caught on the counter here. It's 3v2 briefly. Ashley Fletcher slows things down to wait for support from teammates. Thankfully, there's some support from my players too arriving. Nice backing in physical play from Spence, but not able to shake off the defender properly. And Doherty will get this forward to Charlie Barnett. Here's... Oh no, come on, that's poor. It's really poor. Got to be better in possession than that if we're to get the lead here. It really isn't good enough. Here's Tyrese Campbell. Coulson delivered in away, pleased by Elder. Well done. Can Lewis Potter get to that first? He tried and failed. Middlesbrough, given as good as they've gotten so far. I've not really given them much, to be honest, but Tyrese Campbell, it's just turned Josh Emmanuel there. But does enough. Out for a corner. Middlesbrough might well be taking the lead before half-time. The side that are threatened with relegation. They have the worst attack record in the league so far. To be fair, haven't scored, but are standing firm at least defensively. If they can't score, then the best they can hope for is a draw from a 0-0 result and get themselves some points over the course of a few games. Or sneak the odd 1-0 win, but there'll be no sneaking of a 1-0 win for Middlesbrough in this game. Thank you very much. We might be able to get ourselves a 1-0 lead before half-time here. Ivan Toney is there on the edge of the box. He's found well. The referee allows play to continue for the time being. King Lewis Potter, it's a lovely turn. The shot blocked. It will be a corner. And still time ticks down in this first half. The opportunity is there to take the lead. And Ivan Toney, well, flattens to the floor. Doherty bring it down. No! It was beautifully set up for a volley. Probably wouldn't have gone in, but it would have been a visual spectacle to even try it. Never mind, we're dominating the game. They've had more of the ball. We've evidently had more chances, but still no goals. Half an hour to play in this game, including stoppage. That's given away poorly by Middlesbrough, though, and they might live to regret that. Toney. Conor Gallagher bursting through the gap, tackles the man well, but it's not falling for me in front of goal. Just can't seem to take the lead here against, well, I think they were bottom, weren't they, Middlesbrough? Jesus Christ. If you can't beat bottom of the table, you don't deserve to go up. Might even lose to bottom of the table. Oh! Imagine if that had gone in. Technique from Mokoena. And, poor, very nearly. Come on, he's offside. He's got to be offside. He is. 12 minutes to go. Middlesbrough keep plugging away, and they're trying hard. So am I. But neither of us can break the other one down. So frustrating so far. But they'll be the happier of the two with a point. I'll lift this for King Lewis Potter. How many times has he been the one to unlock defences for us? That's a brilliant block by the defender. I'll challenge the keeper to try and make him punch and not catch it. But I'm not going to get to that first, am I? Unless Sturgeon does brilliantly well, which he does. Malik Wilkes is there. Out of his feet. Wallace through. Lewis Potter. Lewis Potter. Across. Barnett! There you go! Trademark finish from Charlie Barnett. Driven hard into the back of the net. Rifled home. A cheeky Jurgen Klinsmann celebration to go along with it. And we will win at the Riverside. I'm sorry, Middlesbrough. You have fought gallantly throughout this game. But it's not to be for you. It's 3 points for Hull City. A win to keep us second. And keep the pressure on everyone around us. Into Lewis Potter. It would be harsh to score a second now, I feel. But score a second, we have done. Just off the post for Ivan Toney, but two in quick succession. We celebrated wildly for the first. We'll celebrate wildly for the second. Not quite the best of ideas to go and celebrate in front of the home fans like that, but sorry, lads. When you're down at the bottom, things don't go your way. When you're at the top, occasionally things fall into place for you like they have done here. I feel bad for Middlesbrough. They've earned themselves a point here. They were worthy of a 0-0 draw, but it just hasn't quite worked for them. They tried so hard. Maybe they just ran out as puff at the end of the game. Fought so hard to keep themselves at 0-0. They knew they weren't going to score, despite occasionally getting forward. It was a case of whether they could hold on for a point, which they couldn't do. We get victory. How have Bournemouth and Brighton done? That's what I want to know now. If it loads, hello? Oh, it has loaded, and we don't know, because they haven't played. Greg Doherty's completed his training as a ball-winning midfielder. He's now 76 rated. No 86 rated players here at Hull City yet, although maybe Greg Doherty will one day be one of those players. Nobody into the 80s yet either. Still just Pinto, that's an 80-plus rated player for us in our squad. Actually, out of curiosity, has he grown yet further, or has he just jumped from 82 to 87 and then stayed at 87? That's exactly what's happened. He's jumped from 82 to 87 and stayed at 87, and obviously isn't involved in any of the competitions that we're involved in this year, so we don't know how well he's doing at PSV, unfortunately. If only there was the stat tracking you had on Football Manager, eh? Never mind. Into the next one we go. Middlesbrough down, Millwall down, Barnsley next. A transfer from St. Pauli for Josh McGuinness. Finally, after 3 long windows, someone showed some interest in him, and confirmation that Adelican will go to Genk as well. So we may well have a little bit of money in January to do something. But what that something might be, I'm still not entirely too sure. Right, Barnsley with Jack Walton in goal. Luke Thomas and Dominic Fraser, or Fraser, on, or Freezer even, on a yellow card. So maybe they'll be a little bit less physical for risk of getting a suspension. But as wingers, it's probably not going to be too much of an issue for them, is it? Although, I mean, to be 1 yellow card away from a suspension, they must have gotten 4 yellow cards already this season. So perhaps they have been slightly aggressive in their play. We'll have to wait and see if they are so in this game as well. I'm surprised. It's not normally wingers like that tend to be high on the disciplinary record tallies, is it? It's normally, you know, centre-backs, full-backs, central defensive midfielders, that sort of thing. But surprising to see two wingers picking up a number of bookings for Barnsley. Maybe they're a bit of a dirty side. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe this is an opportunity to get stuck in with a couple of tasty challenges to then fall over next to the man and give away a foul. I tried. Wasn't as tasty as I thought it was going to be. Birmingham take the lead against Reading, keeping the pressure up on us. And that is of no pressure for the goalkeeper. Barnett. Oh. Styles into Thomas. Hello. It's going a bit solo. Nice block by Sturgeon. Josh Emmanuel now back at right back regularly. I haven't really noticed much of a difference, to be honest, between Josh Emmanuel and Bayard. Bayard filled in very well and defied the difference in rating, to be honest, although Josh Emmanuel is still regaining his sharpness, so perhaps doesn't have as much of a boost as he ordinarily would do to his stats. Obviously, the AI get boosts to their stats too, as Malik Wilkes doesn't give us a 1-0 lead. They get boosts to their stats too. The boosts they get as if they had happy morale and 80% sharpness. What a header by Ivan Toney to give us a 1-0 lead. As Josh McGuinness might be leaving, our new Josh McGuinness continues to score. Nice tackle by Gallagher. Can we get to the loose ball? No. Friesia doing well. Man, it is one of the two on that potential yellow card. Fine line. Here's Williams. Winds up for the cross. Can we bring that down with Sturgeon? Oh, how's that for a take? Gallagher out to Keane Lewis Potter. Ivan Toney on the run. Arriving is Greg Doherty. And Malik Wilkes. Oh, they are quite tasty in the challenge, Barnsley. Ivan Toney loves a bit of it. This could get a little bit violent if we don't calm down. The challenge is starting to fly in. It is a East Riding of Yorkshire versus South Yorkshire derby of sorts, this. I don't know what the rivalry is between Hull and Barnsley in real life, if there is one. Kane tackled. And the challenges continue to fly in here. Conor Gallagher. Look at Lewis Potter. He's got the legs to get away. He's got the legs to get away. And he's got the finish on the end of it, I'm sure. It's two. 2 goals. 3 points. Second place assured. Can we chase down first? Friesia to Kane. Nice block by Sturgeon. Just out of his feet in time. Barnett's there. Oh, that's a lovely ball to Keane Lewis Potter. And arriving at the back post is Malik Wilkes. And he will not miss an opportunity like that. 3-0 Hull. Game over. Sorry, Barnsley. We struggled to score goals against Middlesbrough. We've not had that much of an issue against Barnsley. Nicely done. Smacked home. 3-0. Game over. Where to go? That's the question. I've got too many options almost to try and find a teammate. Oh, it's half-time, full-time. I was just going to play Charlie Barnett around the corner to try and get a fourth. A 3-0 win against Barnsley, and we're in a really good vein of form now. And well, it's probably unlikely, as Brighton beat Swansea by 2-0, that they'll slow up at the top of the table. But the gap, we have played a game more than everybody else around us. But the gap is down to 8 for Brighton at the top. Still, they're unbeaten with 16 wins in 18 games. But I will not give up on that title until it is mathematically impossible. Adelican, you're leaving me, so I don't know why you're saying things like that. Up next for us, for the third and final played game, a trip to the northeast again. This time to the Stadium of Light. Another side in the northeast threatened with relegation from this division. Middlesbrough have actually pulled themselves out of the relegation zone, although they have played a game more. Sunderland, Ipswich and Cardiff will be hoping to get themselves out of the bottom 3 and above Millwall and Middlesbrough and potentially Sheffield Wednesday. So tight at 3 points. Separate 24th from 17th. What's it look like, the playoffs? The top 2 running away at the minute, although games in hand do come into factor. And again, it looks like there's kind of a breakaway 4 or 5, although Coventry have played a game more. So yeah, once all games have caught up with everybody else, it looks like it's going to be a real big fight for the playoff spots again. But hopefully, unlike last year, I guess the same as last year, it won't be a fight we're involved in. because rather than not being able to get into the playoffs, we'll be too far away from the playoffs above them to worry about them behind us. Let's go and get ourselves another victory against Sunderland, see if we can't keep up that same level of form that we've gotten, and see whether, yes, it's a purple patch, or are we genuinely starting to get a bit too good for the Championship now? Has everybody grown so much so that it should be, hopefully, a pretty straightforward season for us this year to get promoted? I certainly hope it's that. Remy Matthews in goal for Sunderland. Decent goalkeeper. Luke O'Nien at right back. Hector Zeta and Charlie Wyke as a front two. Another 5 at the back in the Championship. We don't fear anyone now at this particular moment in time with the form we're in. Nobody scares me, apart from maybe Brighton. They scare me a little bit, but we haven't played them yet, so we can't fear what we don't know. Right. Another 3 points. Ooh. Nice ball. Beautiful ball. Look, O'Nien in behind. Turning back. Oh. And back again. Lunge. Missed the ball. Lunge. Missed the ball. Here's Max Power. Trying to close him down with Sturgeon. Zeta. Embleton. Oh, Reece Burke. That was important because Charlie White was pulling the trigger there. You could see him swinging his leg. Charlie Barnett to Wallace, who gets to start here. I'm wanting to ensure that his growth isn't stunted by lack of first-team football this season. Rob Wallace could still be a key player for us longer term in this save. And whilst he's still only low 70s, he has grown a little bit this year. And I want to make sure that that continues to be the case. I don't want to concentrate wholly on Greg Doherty and Conor Gallagher. We do need to make sure that our backup players grow well too, or at least maintain their rating. Honeyman should hopefully maintain his rating, and Rob Wallace, fingers crossed, is going to be the one that grows. But they are going to need to continue to play, so Wallace gets to start here, despite the fact that Greg Doherty hasn't really done anything to warrant being dropped. But such is the way of things in a promotion-chasing season. You need to utilise all your squad, and I'm going to try and utilise all my squad. Conor Gallagher, as it happens, is actually up to 78 rated now. And maybe Rob Wallace should be playing more often. Wow! Goal of the season contender from Rob Wallace. How far out was that? 25 yards? At least. That's a worldie. Whipping into that far top corner. A Scottish wonderkid. Who'd have thought it? McFadzean with the throw. But just gets there ahead of the Sunderland man. Wallace involved again. You guys will have to let me know. Oh, hello. There's an opportunity to play a through ball. Should I play Rob Wallace ahead of Greg Doherty? Oh, that's awful. I could just tell that wasn't going in as soon as it left his boot. Should I play Rob Wallace more regularly? Charlie Barnett! Where's that dropping? Oh, well behind the goal. I don't know how old Greg Doherty is. I think he's mid-20s. Up we go. Never mind. Oh, don't close me down too quick. Ah, trying to replicate Rob Wallace. Not happening. Charlie Barnett not quite got the talent that young Rob does. Actually, I think Greg Doherty's on my bench, isn't he? So I can see how old he is here. How old are you, Greg? 26. Still very much in his prime years. Rob Wallace, though, 17 and 72 rated. Do I give Rob Wallace the start more regularly ahead of Doherty to try and encourage his further growth? Let me know in the comments section. I might not be able to take that feedback on board for the next couple of episodes as I record ahead over the next couple of days to ensure that obviously I can keep up with the daily schedule of videos. But once I've seen the feedback of that question, I will act upon it, whether that be keeping Greg Doherty in the starting lineup or playing Rob Wallace more regularly. I've only had 35% possession here. Oh, and with passing like that, it's easy to see why. Embleton out to McFadzean. Embleton. Zeta. Dobson. Oh, they've got the man over. It's Luke O'Nien from right back, and George Long is in the way. Sunderland, a matter of inches away from equalising with the last kick of the half. Thank you, George Long, again, for Christ knows how many times this season. Or this save, let alone this season. Jesus Christ, he is so important to us. Elder down the line. Bristol City scored a second against Birmingham. It's good news for us. Birmingham dropping points. Oh, competent, composed defending from the Sunderland man then to ensure that Barnett doesn't just sweep that home. That's a lunge from Elder, but I couldn't quite get there. They've had a lot of the ball, Sunderland, but only the one shot on target. I mean, I've only had two, but still, it's that extra shot on target that's made the difference so far, because we've got one goal and they haven't got any yet. Oh, what a goal it was from Rob Wallace. I'm still fantasising about it. Ivan Toney looking to get past Younger. Barnett's there. And Rob Wallace, he's onside here, I think, thanks to the run of the man that was tracking Ivan Toney, but he couldn't quite finesse that home. He's left-footed, that's why I turned back onto it. So I don't know if he has a 5-star weak foot, Wallace, with the training we've been doing of him. A 5-star skill moves, but only a 3-star weak foot. Fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely should have tried to turn back onto the left. It wasn't a wasted opportunity by not shooting on his right foot. Oh, Barnett couldn't quite track the flight of the ball there. Never mind. Here's Malik Wilks. And Ivan Toney trying to get played in around the corner. We're looking the more likely of the two to score the next goal in this game. But I wouldn't mind if there were no more goals in this game. Oh, they keep getting fancying in on the overlap. It hasn't cost us yet. But Josh Emmanuel's positioning hasn't been good enough, really. White flicked that on nicely. Sturgeon does well. And Josh Emmanuel, trying to avoid giving the corner away, gives the corner away. Come on, Josh. You're better than this, mate. I know you don't have all your boosts yet with your sharpness, but you haven't been that impressive. And I tell you what, Bayard has been pretty decent in your absence. So you are going to have to sharpen up. Otherwise, I think the youngster might be taking your first team spot. Corner for Sunderland with 15 minutes to go. Dobson to deliver. Diamond is on for Charlie Wyke. Charlie's not really had much to do in this game offensively. He's not been that good for them, unfortunately for them. Thankfully for me. Here's Wallace, turn away from that man and get it out wide here to Bayard, who could immediately send Malik Wilks down the line and has done. Wilks gets the ball under control. Inside there is Charlie Barnett. Oh, do we go for it with Wallace? Hesitated in making the decision. Was potentially going to try and play Keane Lewis Potter in around the corner. And by taking that extra split second to make the decision, the best opportunity for the shot passed us by. Barnett. He's got that 5-star right foot. Is that a foul? It perhaps should have been. Wilks is in though. And does get the second. That's the game done and dusted. That's another 3 points for us. We may have played a game more than other sides around us. But we keep picking up the dubs. And whilst we do that, we're still going to keep putting the pressure on Brighton. 2-0. It was 2-0 away from home against Middlesbrough in the North East. It's going to be 2-0 away from home against Sunderland in the North East. Literally talking about the Riverside as I mentioned that. And Preston scored twice and Middlesbrough still, with their poor attacking record, not scoring at home, conceding a goal late on and losing at home. I don't know, as Middlesbrough are cut out for this division this season. Sunderland don't appear to be cut out for this division this season either. Neither did Ipswich, although they've provided the sternest test of those down the bottom so far this season. I think we might be seeing some rather big sides in League One next year in this save. Elder to deliver. Oh, brilliant cross. It's to be a third. That's a lovely goal to round out what's been a lovely episode. Certainly worthy of a thumbs up, I think. Thank you very much for watching today's episode, guys. And thank you very much for showing the content, the support you have done in all of 2020 and continuing to show that support at the beginning of 2021 as well. We are in a very good vein of form. And, well, scoring some pretty tasty goals too. Brighton, where are you? Bournemouth lost to Derby, so we'll extend that lead over them. As Brighton win again. 18 wins from 20 games. I'm starting to lose a little bit of hope. But we're starting to really look confident for that second spot. And it is going to be tight for that 5th and 6th playoff spot, but it looks like the top 4 are perhaps going to pull away, although Bournemouth is starting to fade away recently. Birmingham looking to get a playoff spot again. Elder has completed his training as an inverted wing-back and is now 79 rated. We're getting some brilliant growth. This squad, continuing to grow the way that it has done this season, by the time we get to the Premier League, we might well already be a top half side. Wilks and Potter now both 80 rated. We are going to be a top half side by the time we reach the Premier League. Tomorrow, we will have Wednesday, Brighton, Reading and West Brom. Join me then. I'll see you later.